Hear that? Exactly. That's the sound of peace. Of waves gently lapping against volcanic shores. Of palm trees rustling like they've just finished a yoga retreat. Welcome to Guadeloupe, the Caribbean island that didn't get the memo about turning into a spring break billboard. While the rest of the Caribbean is blasting reggaeton and mixing up overpriced mojitos, Guadeloupe is busy doing its own thing. And by thing, we mean letting you fall asleep to tree frogs instead of thumping bass, eating food that tastes like France but sunburned, and swimming in beaches that haven't yet been swarmed by cruise ship crowds armed with selfie sticks. If you've ever looked at a map of Guadeloupe, you might have noticed it's shaped like a butterfly. Coincidence? Maybe. But it's also a great metaphor. On the west wing, you've got Basse-Terre, wild, mountainous, and covered in rainforest. On the east wing, there's Grande-Terre, flatter, beachier, and a bit more polished. Together, they offer that rare travel combo, relaxation without the boredom. Start with Basse-Terre, the more untamed of the two. You're not here to party, you're here to breathe. And maybe sweat a little because your first stop is Parc National de la Guadeloupe, an actual UNESCO biosphere reserve. Hike through the jungle, cross wooden bridges over rushing rivers, and take a dip beneath Caravelle Falls. A trio of waterfalls so perfectly placed, it's like Mother Nature hired a French architect. Speaking of French influence, yes, Guadeloupe is technically part of France, which means the healthcare is excellent, the roads are smooth, and the baguettes are baked fresh every morning. You're basically in the Caribbean and Europe without the jet lag or exchange rate heartbreak. Now, don't skip La Soufrière, the active volcano that looms over Basse-Terre like a hot-headed yoga instructor. It's a challenging hike, but the summit offers views that make the leg cramps totally worth it. And no, it won't explode while you're up there. Probably. Craving a beach day after all that adventuring? Time to flutter over to Grande-Terre, where beaches like Plage de la Caravelle serve up those Instagrammable turquoise waters and powdery sands, with a fraction of the crowd you'd get in, say, Punta Cana. Bonus. It's right next to Sainte-Anne, a sleepy town with the perfect amount of vibe, enough to find great Creole food, not so much you have to fight for hammock space. Speaking of food, oh, you're in for a treat. Guadeloupe's cuisine is a tropical love affair between Caribbean ingredients and French technique. We're talking lobster in creamy sauce, Bokits sandwiches that are basically deep-fried dreams, and Colombo chicken, a spicy, slow-cooked dish that somehow tastes like a hug. Hit up the Marché Saint-Antoine in Pointe-à-Pitre for fruit stalls, spices, rum bottles you'll never declare at customs, and locals who'll charm you into buying 10 kinds of hot sauce you don't actually need. Quick pause here. If you're already Googling how to move to Guadeloupe forever, you might want to check out our video on Ecuador Beach Bummin, Ultimate Beach Guide. It's the same laid-back life, but with a different accent and a few more alpacas. Now, back to this French Caribbean fantasy. Don't leave without hopping on a ferry to Les Saintes, an archipelago just off the coast that's so calm, even time seems to take a nap there. The island of Terre de Haut is the star, with colorful fishing boats, slow-sipping cafes, and Fort Napoleon, which offers both military history and panoramic views that'll make you forget your phones at 3%. And yes, while everyone else is chasing influencers through Barbados or lining up for banana daiquiris in St. Thomas, you'll be drifting through mangrove lagoons in Grand Cul-de-Sac Marin, a protected biosphere so quiet, even the birds whisper. For the best mix of everything, base yourself in Deshaies, a small fishing village on Basse-Terre's northwest coast. It's got peaceful beaches like Grande-Terre, charming guest houses, and, you guessed it, more peace and quiet. Also, Death in Paradise fans, this is where the BBC series is filmed. So if you suddenly feel like solving crimes with a mojito in hand, Now you know why. Guadeloupe isn't flashy. It's not screaming for your attention. It's whispering gently. Put your phone down. Breathe. This is what a Caribbean vacation is supposed to feel like. So, if your idea of paradise includes rainforest hikes, hidden beaches, and French pastries eaten on a sun-drenched porch, Guadeloupe's your butterfly. Just don't tell too many people. We like it quiet around here.